Hi everybody, I'm Catenya McHenry, host of the new show Lifestyle Austin. You know, there's so many amazing people, places, and spaces to see, and on this show we are tapping into the vibe and the electric culture of this city. Every single episode, I'm hanging out in a different part of town, from downtown to central Austin, east, west, north, and south. And we're spotlighting some of the most intelligent entrepreneurs, their inspirational shops and eateries, the best music, the hottest real estate, and we're listing all of the energetic events throughout the city. So be sure to watch Lifestyle Austin and see the city like you've never seen it before. All right, let's go swimming. Today's special downtown episode is brought to you by the Downtown Austin Alliance. We are taking you on a fun, jam-packed tour of some of Austin's favorite downtown hotspots. We're visiting the Seaholm District, the 2nd Street District, the Red River District, Antone's historic nightclub, and we're visiting a handful of museums. So if you've been in Austin a long time or you're new to the city, we are giving you some cool, fun ideas for a downtown day trip. Our first stop is the Seaholm District. Now, if you lived in Austin for a long time, you may remember this used to be the Seaholm Power Plant, but it was decommissioned in 1996 and transformed into a fantastic mixed-use facility with shops, eateries, and my favorite, Trader Joe's. And someone who knows all about that and has a long interest in the history of the power plant is Al Godfrey. He's an architect with the award-winning firm Limbacher and Godfrey. Thank you so much for being here today.
Great to be here.
Yes.
Great to be here and talking about Seaholm.
Oh, I love it. Well, I love that this space has been converted over the years, and also it's part of a larger effort to increase walkability here in the downtown area. So tell me a little bit about that.
Part of a huge effort. It's amazing to think when Seaholm was active as a power plant, it was behind a fence. 5 acres of fenced, walled off from the city space, right on the edge of the water. As the power plant grew older and needed to be replaced, the question was what to do and how to revitalize this part of the city. And much of this part of the city, in 2000, about when this effort started, was like it was in the 1960s. And only through the effort of the city decommissioning this and having a vision for redeveloping it and taking in the historic architecture as a central piece of it all, did this section of the city start to blossom. This, plus the water treatment plant right next door, another 4 city blocks that you couldn't walk through, all needed to be reconsidered to make this vision possible. And the result today is billions of dollars of investment and beautiful places to live and to shop and easy, comfortable access to our beautiful lakefront feature, which is the trail and the lake itself.
Yeah. I have a very old soul, and so I love vintage things, and I love when things are repurposed and reimagined. If for a city like Austin, how does that help improve sustainability with converting a space like this?
Well, a simple first step is to imagine the landfill that would have been filled had we knocked this concrete structure down. It's a huge structure. So immediately, all of the effort to build it is not then washed away in an effort to then rebuild something new. So a lot of holding this is a sustainable act right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then the idea that it would be brought into modern life. So it was a power plant. We don't need a power plant anymore, but the space how can we reimagine it? And now we have people living here. We have people officing here. We have life and activity, and not incidentally, a significant tax contribution to the city as well.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I love your history. I love your background. I love you've been here for a long time to see this fantastic change in the city. Thank you for all of your interest and your knowledge. I appreciate you sharing that with us today.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We are now going to take a look at the 2nd Street District. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Another downtown destination is the very vibrant 2nd Street District with a host of shops, restaurants, and of course, the famous ACL Studios. So let's check it out. Continuing the idea and effort to transform downtown into a livable and walkable space, the 2nd Street District is an essential part of Austin's electric culture. This area saw significant transformation from 2000 to 2017, evolving into a lively destination with dozens of shops and eateries, a number of art installations, hundreds of residences, including affordable housing, and hotel rooms. Here's a fun fact. According to the 2nd Street District website, the district has more locally owned and nationally acclaimed shops, restaurants, and venues than anywhere else in downtown Austin. You'll also enjoy award-winning green energy buildings that promote sustainability. Well, from one exciting district to the next, let's head over to the Red River District. Well, we are now in the Red River District, and joining me is John Eric Garcia. He is a co-owner of two places down here, Barbarella and also Swan Dive, and he is the president of the Red River Cultural District. Thank you so much for being here. That was a mouthful.
It is a mouthful, but the district is an immersive area that's multifaceted, and the district in itself is a mouthful, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I love the work that you're doing here. I mean, obviously this area has been here for a long time. There are a number of establishments that have been here a long time, including yours. You guys have been here for 15 years. But tell me a little bit about the work you're doing to preserve this area.
The cultural district is comprised of like 40 merchants. That includes bars, venues, nightclubs, which really give it its roots as the live music capital of the world. However, beyond that, we have restaurants, we have hotels, we have the Texas German Heritage Society, First Baptist Church. This is one of the districts that really is immersed in authentic Austin culture, whose roots really date back to the 1970s, 1980s. We are comprised of over 10 music venues, including Stubbs Austin, Mohawk, Empire Control Room, that are really infamous just stages that artists of all genres have been on, you know? And these are stages that can in turn really promote and cultivate local musicians and local arts. So we want to preserve that part of Austin. We are a district that's rooted back to the 1970s and 80s, and that includes a lot of punk and dive bars that are really the fabric and the genesis of what makes Austin live music capital of the world, you know?
Yeah.
So just preserving those institutions like Stubbs, Waller Creek Barbecue, like Mohawk Austin, Empire Control Room. These are buildings that have been here for decades, if not longer.
Yeah.
So
hopefully they are here for many, many years to come. Thank you, John Eric. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Our next stop is Antone's Historical Nightclub, which has been around since 1975. And that's where we head next. We are now at Antone's, home of the blues. It's been host to hundreds of musicians throughout its several decades, including B.B. King, Gary Clark Jr., Marsha Ball, Ruthie Foster, Barbara Lynn, and so many more. And standing with me now is brand manager Sam Boland, who you have a dream job here,
I do.
immersed in music every day.
Yeah.
I love it for you.
Thank you.
Tell me just how do you think this place, this club, this historical institution has been here for so long?
You know, it's all about the people that you mentioned, the people that played here and, you know, built the foundations of American music. And it's those people that I think, you know, build that longevity. Club opened in 1975, which was an interesting time because a lot of those big names were still alive, but they were largely out of work. You know, blues just wasn't really popular anymore. Yeah. And so the club's mission really was to celebrate those people and to educate folks who maybe they were listening to the Rolling Stones and they didn't realize that the Stones were doing, you know, a Memphis Slim song or something like that. And so, you know, that's really the mission of the club. It's maintained the mission of the club. And the interesting thing is, like, you had all these old school legends and you had all these young kids who wanted to play with them. And so I think that's the other part, is that all these youngsters got to learn directly from the source, and then, you know, they became, as the guard changes, they became kind of the torch carriers, and, you know, the music just gets passed down generation to generation.
Yeah, and I love that. And I love just the mix of the seasoned versus the younger and the more juvenile musician. How do you think you've seen those generations come together in here, sort of like a mix of the older and the newer?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Gary Clark Jr. earlier, and he started here when he was 14 years old with Imanse, and you know, he's on stage with James Cotton and Willie Smith, and even today, like Jackie Benson's a perfect example of somebody who was in that crowd and met those people, and she, you know, the roots are in blues, but then she just stretches it to something that's like Jimi Hendrix level of stretching music, you know, it's pretty amazing.
I love that. Well, congratulations on celebrating 50 years.
Thank you.
Here's to 50 more.
How about it? Yeah.
Come on down and hear some music and hear some great performances at Antons. Visiting any of the downtown Austin museums is another way to stay cool on your downtown day trip. There are a handful of museums that a family or anyone of any age can pop into, starting with the Texas Toy Museum on Congress Avenue. It's like stepping back in time, as the museum features a huge collection of toys from even my childhood in the 80s and 90s and various other decades. Also on Congress is Mexicarte Museum. It's dedicated to enriching the community through education programs, exhibitions, and the collection, preservation, and interpretation of Mexican, Latino, and Latin American art and culture. You'll also find the Contemporary Austin on Congress Avenue, where the artwork and installations provoke thought and joy. Keep it weird at Austin's strangest attraction, the Museum of the Weird on 6th Street. Explore wax figures, monsters, zombies, goblins, and a whole lot more. And my personal favorite, the Blanton Museum, whose grounds have recently gone through an amazing transformation. Over the past 60 years, the Blanton has emerged as the principal art museum for both the City of Austin and the University of Texas at Austin, with a national reputation for innovative programming and bold leadership. The collection includes more than 21,000 artworks with expertise in Latin American, European, and international contemporary art. And just across the street on MLK Boulevard, you'll find the Bob Bullock Texas State History Museum, which features the history of the state of Texas and also includes an IMAX theater. Find links and ticket prices to each of these at lifestyleaustintx.com. Here is your first look at a couple of annual events happening throughout downtown Austin, brought to you by the Downtown Austin Alliance. First up, park your car, grab your bike, and take the Art and Parks bike tour that happens during South by Southwest. You can discover the best murals, art, and green spaces. Be sure to grab your tickets and attend Future of Downtown. It brings together the best parts of this vibrant city to ACL Live, celebrating with our community partners, stakeholders, members, and future leaders. This high-energy event is a chance to connect, reflect, and look ahead together. And join the community on September 19th and 20th for Vibe Downtown, as the Downtown Austin Alliance launches a new annual event series. It's to amplify the art, culture, and the vibe of Austin, Texas. Be sure to visit our website, lifestyleaustintx.com, for ticket information. Thank you so much for joining us on this Downtown Austin episode of Lifestyle Austin, brought to you by the Downtown Austin Alliance. Be sure to visit us on social media and visit lifestyleaustintx.com to see more stories from amazing entrepreneurs. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Catenya McHenry. We will see you next time. All right, let's go swimming.